Let's get into it. Look, moving different, you know I'm already custom made. Said you wanna play with me, there's just a different game. Trying to make it to the end, it's just a crazy maze. Here for the long, you know I'm about to make a play. I'm coming stronger, getting bigger, just a different day. 2020, tunnel vision, know I'm here to stay. Told my mama I had to leave, she prayed for better days. When I came back home, was loving all the praise. Keep the real ones around, not only fuck with apes. Now we banging on the chest just like a bathing ape. Now we getting all this money, never go astray. Just know I'm grinding to the top until I get the fame. It's more than the fame, I want the respect. I wanna show the world I can give it my best. Okay, post-traumatic stress just be keeping me pressed. Almost all my brothers died, now I'm paying the debt. It's like that. Welcome back, everybody, to Brothers in the Deep End, Season 3. New episodes, new people, new stories. Come take this journey with us, guys. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the countless support we've been getting from all our deep enders. We couldn't imagine getting this far without you guys. So honestly, keep sharing, keep supporting, keep liking, keep commenting. We see everything, man. And honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be here today. So much love for everyone's been tuning in and helping us grow for better content, man. So today's episode is a little bit special. We have a guest today, a special guest. We have our boy Gio here to tell us a little bit about a story about his trials and tribulations that he had to go through in order to get here today. But before I get into that, in the world we live in today, many of us have to take a step back and understand that we take a lot of things for granted that make us human. Somewhere along the line, it's important to remember that all of us have these events in our life that can really set us back. And it's important for us to take these events and help us grow, to dig down deeper in order to be a new person that we never thought we could have been. It's important to understand each other regardless of what's happening in someone's life, and we never know what someone else is going through. And I know Ethan always says this all the time, but someone always has it harder than us, no matter who it is. And it's important that we understand what everyone else is going through. And for some of us, that might involve the life-changing effects of losing a limb. And for anybody hearing that, I want everyone in this episode to think throughout the episode, how can that change your life and how can that impact you if you were missing a limb? That's something that makes us all human. It could be an arm, it could be a leg. Imagine how much your life can change because you never know, what can happen. So today we're welcome with our special guest, Gio, and he's here to tell us his story and his trials and tribulations that he had to go through in order to be with us today. And, for me and Ethan, we're blessed to have you here today, man. And we're blessed for you to be alive and here, honestly, because, for you and all the viewers that are here, we want them to know your story and how you lost this limb, but how you're still here today and you're pushing and thriving and being the best person you could be regardless of the circumstances that you were in.
Yes, sir.
So if you can take us back, bro, all the way to the beginning on who you are, everything about you and your life growing up, man, and how it led up to this, catastrophe, but how you're also better than you were before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Giovanni from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Canarsie. I went to school at Delaware State University. So I've been playing football my whole life. So I decided my junior year to join a frat.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined the frat and everything's going good. So I think one day we went to see our old head. We went to a little barbecue. So we was on the way back to school, and knowing me, I'm always sleep in the car. I'm always sleep.
Yeah, that's me too, man.
Yeah.
I get in the car and whenever my parents are driving, I'm just knock out.
Yeah. So I was the passenger too. So I'm always sleep. So long story short, my LB that was behind the car. I mean not behind the car, but in the back. He told me that there was an accident. And he was explaining everything to me because I woke up in the hospital. I looked down, and I just saw my left leg missing. So I was just questioning everybody, questioning God. I'm there's no way, there's got to be a dream. So I used to go to sleep, wake back up 5 minutes later, where's my leg?
Mm-hmm.
Everything was just messed up. I was all mentally messed up. Everything was just messed up. So I was damn, I didn't even get to play my last season of football. On my last year of football, collegiate football, with my own decision, it was just a whole accident that I didn't even cause. So I was just really messed up in the head and everything.
Talk about how you was messed up in the head, what was going through your mind. Yet I know, I can only imagine feel like you couldn't believe it. It was like a video game. Like, in those video games, like something happens and all of a sudden there's flashback and then boom, like a big like whole change of events, a big rear. It's just like you wake up and it's just like, what the fuck? I just went to bed and then I woke up, my leg's gone.
Yeah, I woke up waking up in a hospital was just like so traumatizing. I was just like why am I here? Like I just seen like just so much like bad stuff. I was just like, no way. I'm in a hospital and I'm just like doing therapy. I'm just like, I'm so like angry at everybody. I'm not even like being respectful. I'm not really going through what anybody's telling me to do. Like even the therapist, like the therapist is training me how to walk with the thing. I had a psychiatrist. I'm not even listening to her. I'm just like, I should have been doing all of that when I had the chance.
So I have a question for you. So we spoke earlier and you mentioned that you played football for almost double digits, like 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So like before this accident, like how was your football career like going for you?
Oh, football was good. I mean, I was a walk-on too at DSU, and my freshman year I didn't really get no playing time. My sophomore year I ended up starting actually. Junior year we had a new coach and everything, so it was like I was like basically a freshman again. If you think about it, I was basically a freshman again. He didn't know me, I didn't know him, and no type of person I am. I'm really like quiet and silent. I'm not really an outgoing person, and that's what my coach wanted me to do, and I just wasn't gonna do that. So I know my junior year I wasn't really playing like that. I was getting in a couple of times, but I know my sophomore year I started, and then my senior year he was telling me that this is my time to shine and everything, and then not even able to play my senior year. Just like, damn.
And when did you decide to like join this frat? So you played football, right? You played football throughout your time in college. So like when was that choice that like made you join like this frat?
Oh, my mom been asking me like before I even started college, like she wants me to do a frat because I was gonna honestly be the first person in my family to do it.
I was gonna say no when your family was like Greek life. No one's about it.
Nobody. So I was being so denial. I was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. And just seeing the frat on campus and everything, I was just like, yeah, this is something I could do, and it would open up so much stuff for me too. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get into this.
And what made you like change your mind to like join the frat? Because a lot of people when they assume a frat, right, they automatically like off rip. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say like all frats are like bad, but like when you automatically assume like a frat, everyone's just like, oh, everyone's gonna think like these people are fuck boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what did you think? Like, what was your like common like original like opinion based on like a frat, and like what made you like pull the trigger to be like, okay, like this is what I kind of like? Is it like the brotherhood or everything? But like,
yeah, the brotherhood actually is really great. Like my RA, my freshman year, he joined the year before me, the same frat I'm in. So he joined the same frat, and he was always cool. Like I was always cool with all of them actually. Like I never really had a problem with none of them. It was always cool vibes, good vibes. So it was like, I was like, yeah, I could join this, and I was like, it'll open up so much stuff for me in the business side also. So I'm like, yeah, I think this is gonna be a good way to do it, and it plus made my mom happy because she's been asking me to do it since high school.
So life is good, and then boom, this happens. So take us back a moment. So you go to sleep and you wake up in a hospital. So what happened to the rest of the people that was in the car?
My two LBs behind in the back, they was good. I think what was their injury? I think one day injury he messed up his groin, and the other one I think he messed up his neck, or he had like a hernia or something like that.
So it wasn't that severe. Like
yeah, they injury wasn't severe as mine. Like I was fighting for my life.
Right.
Yeah. Like and I don't even know how my LB that was driving. I don't know how he passed away. They said that he passed away by a brain injury. I think he went brain dead, and RP to him again. But yeah, like they told me like I was the initial hit. Like the car hit my side directly. Like I took everything.
Right.
I don't really know how he passed away. Like they said, like honestly, I was supposed to pass away. Like they said it was a miracle that I stayed alive.
Damn. And I was gonna say, so like, what happened like beforehand? So you guys were just driving home from like an event or something?
Yeah, it was like a little. Friends? Yeah, he went to our old head crib, and it was like a barbecue. A little barbecue. We eating, we joking, took pictures too before we left too. So we on the way back to school, and then.
That's crazy, man. Because then it seems like it was just like a normal day, and like everyone's hanging about, and then like it's crazy how you just like close your eyes, and like it's funny because like I always say this in the car because like it's just like you close your eyes and it's like, oh, it's all faith in God at that point, like something happens. But like it's crazy to hear how like you actually know shit, like close your eyes and then you woke up and it was like whole different life.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even like, and it's crazy like what you said earlier. I think it's to even add on to that point, like it wasn't even like in your control. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like the craziest part. So you wake up in the hospital, right? Like, who's there with you? What is like your first reaction? Like what comes out your mouth?
The first people I seen was my sister right there, my mom.
Shout out to sis.
My ex was there, and I think that's it. And then a couple of friends coming like days after once they seen that I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends, like my friend Zay, my brother Jordan, my brother Reem.
Shout out Sharif that put this
Reef.
together. Yep,
My brother Reef, my brother Tyler, all my brothers. Yeah, everybody was there.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram because, like I said, I'm close with Sharif. I'm close with some of the people that you're close with. We have mutual friends. It's just I don't know you, obviously, but now I know you now. And I was seeing the post, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know you at all. So, all right, Instagram, basically our stories out there on Instagram. So, I'm like, what we put out is out there, and we're going to judge based on what we put on Instagram. You know, I don't know you. So, I'm like, all right, let me look at his page. Let me see what you about. I'm like, damn, you play football. I was playing football. So, I'm like, shit, like, his career is, like, done, like, no more football. Like, I'm like, I can't imagine that feeling, like, something getting taken away from me like that, because I know how precious football is to us, especially us athletes, because we put in so much and it takes a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people don't know the sacrifice that we have to do for football. Our family, we're not even with our family 95% of the time with football, dedicating the grind just strictly to that, because we have such a dream. Our major dream is obviously getting that Fulbright scholarship, then hopefully, you know, going to the pros, but you want to be the best athlete that you could be. And there's a lot, like I said, that goes into football that none of us see behind the scene. So I'm like, shit, he was playing football, but then they're like, yo, pray for my mans. And I'm like, you know, if my brother's brother is struggling and I'm struggling too, I'm like, damn, like, I felt that pain as well. So when I saw that, it just hit me, because I'm like, yo, this kid's fighting for his life right now. He's in the hospital. I know how it feels to be in the hospital, but not that severe. But I seen crazy shit in the hospital because I've been in it. And like I said, I have a few family members of mine that passed away in the hospital. And who wants to be in the hospital? There's nothing good that comes out of being in the hospital. Whenever you get that call, like, oh, such and such in the hospital, oh, you have to go to the hospital for a checkup, or whenever we want to go see a doctor, it's not a good vibe, especially the hospital again. So when I saw that, I was like, shit. I was like, I really hope you pull through. So, like, I'm not trying to say it just for the pod, but like I told you when we had a conversation, I was praying for you, and, you know, God answered. And I know you saying, like, in your head, like, damn, why am I here? Why I'm still here? But, like, and you may not believe that everything happens for a reason, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and God has his plan for you. And yeah, this is very unfortunate, right? That, you know, you got into an accident, something you couldn't control, you know, you lost a limb. But again, it could be 10 times worse because you here.
Yeah.
You know, someone lost their son, someone lost their brother, their cousin. You know, you're here. And you get to see your sister. You get to see your family. And that's the biggest blessing of them all. You know, you didn't lose all your limbs. And even so, you still got life. Life is the biggest blessing of them all. And when I saw you walking here, when I actually saw you in person, like, I low-key was about to cry. And I'm not just saying this for the pod. I low-key was about it. I low-key was holding back, like, some tears, because I'm like, damn, like when you see you just get so humbled, and I just, like, I felt, I don't mean to sound like an asshole or just bad. I felt bad for you. I felt bad because I'm like, he's, you know, I can't believe it. Like, yeah, he's a good dude. And it's just like, I can't imagine what he's going through on the day-to-day, you know? And I just wanted to help you. That's why I just wanted to help. I just wanted to give my hand. And that's how I felt when I saw the news with you. And I'm just so glad that you pulled through. And, you know,
appreciate that.
I know I'm ranting a bit, but God has a special plan for you regardless. And, you know, you got a special light, because if you didn't, like I said, you wouldn't be here. And, you know, you're probably going to set the stone for a lot of other people that's going through shit that's
what you're going through, or worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is crazy, and I feel like I understand, like, where you're coming from too, because I always feel like seeing, like, Ethan's point too, like, I feel like always seeing someone else in the hospital, like, always, like, humbles you, because it always goes to show you that, like, someone actually does, like, have it worse than you sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? And shit's really fucking, like, shitty sometimes, because, like, recently, like, just to add on to, like, his point, like, recently, like, I haven't really spoken about this, and now it's out there, but it's just, like, recently, like, my aunt, like, my mom's sister, like, she suffered from cancer, and recently she had surgery probably like a week ago, and, like, the surgery was a lot bigger than anticipated, because she had, like, a swollen lymph node, and they had to end up, like, it got, like, attached to her stomach, and it ended up going, like, up her body. And, like, you know, like, my grandma, my whole family was, like, very shook, and I felt bad because I felt bad for my grandma. And then, like, when it was going through this, and I saw my mom and my grandma shook recently within the last week, it humbles me, because I'm just like, damn, bro, like, that could have been me. You know what I'm saying? That could be anybody. And I always have to, like, it comes back to me, and it grounds me. You You know what I'm saying? I always go internal when it comes to certain things like this because like, sometimes I really don't know like how to go through these things. But, you know, the fact that you're still here and you're also like persevering and you're doing bigger and better things than some people in the world do who have like all their limbs, I think is like honestly like a really big inspiration, not just to me, but probably to Ethan and like the whole entire world that, you know, that you're speaking your story to. So like back to your story though, but like, so you wake up, right? You're in the hospital. Like, how did you know that you had no leg?
I just looked down. I just saw my left leg missing. I'm like, this gotta be a dream. Like, this can't be right. I'm asking my sister questions. I'm asking my mom.
Right.
Like,
It seemed like a
like,
whole
I
bad
didn't-
dream. I would be in the same state.
Yeah, like my mental was so messed up. I feel like I was a little kid again. Like I was like, is there no way they could put my leg back on? It could work perfectly fine again. Like I was asking questions that kids would ask.
Yeah, because you don't know like how that feels. So like when you woke up, like did you feel like any pain or anything like that? Or was it just, like,
What it sounded called like a phantom pain. Like it feels like your leg is still there, so you start like
Really?
yeah, you gotta shake, like you gotta like desensitize your limb, so like you won't get that feeling like often a lot. So it's yeah, they said that I was getting that a lot, like in the hospital. Like I couldn't go to sleep. I'm like why I can't go to sleep? I had to take a lot of pills to try to go to sleep. Yeah, like a lot of people don't really know like what I be going through or what I went through back then.
Right. And the hospital is the worst. I mean, you know, I had a surgery in the hospital. I had a tumor removed, 4 ribs were removed. I had a plastic surgery at the same time, reconstruction in my whole posterior upper and mid back. So I was in constant pain. Like, you know, you lost a limb, I lost some ribs, but it was just like I was in constant pain because it felt like I can't explain. Like I was just, the hospital was very uncomfortable. And when you don't have the ability to help yourself, it's the worst feeling in the world. And when you can't get out of it, and when you're just stuck in pain, it's like you're just tossing and turning. You're aggravated. You're annoyed. So I know where you was coming from when you was frustrated. Because I was screaming at my mom. She was side with me in the hospital, and I'm telling her get out.
That's exactly what I was doing.
I'm telling my mom. She's with me, like my only one every day, and I'm complaining to her. I'm like, yo, get out, leave me alone, like my own mother. And I was the only one really by my side. You know, that week I was in the hospital. But I was just so frustrated in the hospital. I couldn't wait to get out. But for me, when I left the hospital, all that pain, all that frustration went away because I'm out. The worst part for me was the hospital. And once I got out, I was like, all right, here's the get back. Because I made it out. The hospital was like, I don't mean to sound, the hospital was like prison to me, dog. Because you know, but when I got out, I'm like, I'm free. Let's go. It's time to rock.
Yeah, like with me,
How was it for you when you got out the hospital? When you got that clearance, like,
so
all right,
what's that lead up? Like you were in the hospital, like you went through all the treatments, right? Like how was like your release day?
After
like,
the hospital, I went to therapy. I went to Bremore in Philadelphia. I went to Bremore in Philadelphia. So I was in therapy for a good 2 months. But even there, like it was basically like a hospital conduct. It was like I was just so denial. Like I was denying everybody. I wasn't listening to anybody. I was just still messed up in the head. I'm like, I was still trying to cope with everything. Like I really can't play football no more. I really can't do this no more.
Yeah, that's
like,
your baby. Bro, people don't know when you're so dedicated to a sport such as football and all that commitment and time it took you to just get to that one spot. It's like, how is it done? Nah, it can't be done because you want football to end when you're done.
When I'm done, yeah.
Right. You don't want it to end with some other stuff that is not in your hands. You know, you want it to go out there, give it your all, and then when it's done, it's done. You know, you didn't play your 4 quarters yet.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so you went to all this therapy, and you said like you were like lashing out because you know you felt, you know, that you were like very like in denial because you couldn't believe like what happened. Like, do you believe like your mindset after a while like changed and you were just like, man, like these people like are really here to help me, and I honestly like, when was that like switch up where it was just like, all right, like maybe I really need to like start adapting, you know what I'm saying? Like when did you like clear your mind up?
Yeah, it definitely changed for me. I mean, I know my first, like I said, my first semester when I got back I went to school like right after the accident. Right after I left the therapy, they said I was free to go. I went to school. Cause I know me, I'm like, all right, if I don't go to school, I'm not
never
gonna
go.
finish.
Yeah.
So I went back to school and I filled my first semester back. So I was like, my mom was just like, nah, you can't be doing this.
You failed?
Yeah.
It was online or was it like in physical person?
In person.
Oh, you wild.
That's tough though. I think it was, in my opinion, I think it was fast. Like you right off for therapy, and then you're just going right to school. And school's already a stress factor in itself.
Yeah.
Socially, it's stressful. Emotionally, it's stressful. And just mentally it is. It's just being in school, just the concept of school is stressful. So it's like added stress on top of the whatever it is that you're going
Now
through
you're
that
going through
still
life. Yeah.
that still didn't like fully recover yet. So it's just like, yeah, that's low key bound to happen. I think
Yeah.
that was just too fast.
Yeah, I
in my
mean,
opinion.
yeah, everybody said it was kind of fast, and I was just like, yeah, it's fast, but y'all don't understand like what I went through. Like I'm like,
I just want to do this. and I
yeah,
wanna
I'm
finish,
like,
yeah.
if I don't go to school now, I'm not gonna go back at all. I seen people that was going to school that's perfectly fine that dropped out. I went back to
You
school
always have
right.
people
I
like
went
that.
back to school right after the accident.
That's
like,
crazy.
so
a lot of people
kudos
don't
to
even,
you. Kudos to
yeah.
you, bro. I would have took my sweet ass time.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of people don't ever see that, like how much strength that is. Like I come out to school, I'm in a wheelchair. I could be walking. I've been in therapy, walk all the time, been walking everywhere. In school, I'm just in my wheelchairs, rolling around. People probably looking at me weird. I'm like, whatever.
But so yeah, so like just to even add on to that point, so you said people were like looking at you weird. So, you know, as a college kid, right, and this traumatic accident happening, like, how do you feel from like a social aspect? Like, do you feel like while you were in college, since you said you were in person, do you feel like because you were in a wheelchair, like people were judging you and looking at you differently compared?
Definitely.
And like, so how did that make you feel? Like, what did you feel like they were judging you on? Like, is it big because like you felt like you had a disability or you were different?
I
Or
feel like the people that didn't know my story or what I went through, they probably thought, oh, he's probably paralyzed. He probably can never walk again, stuff like that. Like I mean, at first I was like, I'm a hot tempered person, so I used to be really aggressive with it. Like, I used to come back and I really go argue with people and stuff like that. And
You was arguing with people.
I mean, I didn't really argue like that. I
You
mean,
was just like,
I would never like
Fuck
I
you.
like at school I was never by myself. Like I was always with my bros or my sisters. So like they would jump for me all like off rip.
If
Then-
someone was like looking
Yeah,
at
if
you
somebody
too
look at me
long.
weird, they'd be like, "What you looking at?" Like,
Yeah.
No, because you need that. Because honestly, people have like, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like we've all been guilty of this, but like everyone has like sometimes like a staring problem when you see something like that because everyone's just like at the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's two ways that they're looking at it. Like
Yeah.
they're judging you, like it's like, oh damn,
Oh, they
I feel
feel bad.
bad, right? Like I said, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like they look at you like different, like you're different from society.
yeah,
You know?
I just never understood that. I'm like, damn, like the generation that I like from my generation, just like they will look at you just like weird, and I'm
Yeah,
like.
Like,
yeah, like
wait,
my story been going crazy over IG, Facebook, every social media, and y'all seen what it was. It was a big accident that a lot of people would have died from, and I just don't understand like how can you like try to judge me or like look at me different because I was in an accident.
And I was gonna say, do you feel like at any point, or do you have a story? That's better. Yeah. Do you have like a story that you feel that like someone looked at you type different and like you snapped at them because you felt like they were judging you, or have you ever like has anyone ever said anything to you like out of pocket and you were just like, what the fuck?
I mean, honestly, no, because like to be true, like before the accident stuff, like I was like football players was fighting a lot.
yeah.
So they like a lot of people really knew who I was type shit. Like they didn't really like disrespect me or anything like that. And who I always with, like the people that I was always with, they never really like tried to disrespect me either.
That's good.
So it's like, nah, they didn't really judge me crazy, but I seen the way people used to look at me, like people that I didn't know. And I just see like there was a lot of people that was in the hospital, bro. Like a lot of people was in the hospital, but I didn't even talk to.
Just
I don't
came and showed you love.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people did that for clout, and I don't understand that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, like maybe they did it for clout, maybe they did not. The only person that knows is the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you just gotta leave it at that, and don't even think about that. Like, oh, did he do it for clout? Just worry about you, and just be like, I appreciate that, even if it's fake love.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. To your enemies, you show them love. To the real homies, you show them love regardless,
Facts.
because grace is always gonna win, no matter what. You don't fight evil with evil. It never works out, right?
Yeah.
No
I
works.
always said thank you to everybody that came to the hospital and stuff like that. And it's like there's a lot of people that came to the hospital I don't even talk to now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever love you was showing, whatever you was
So,
doing,
yeah,
you was
look,
there. So I'm
so-
like, cool.
Salute. So
Yeah.
you said you failed the semester, you got back to school, and then like what happened after that?
I mean, I failed the first semester, the full semester. So then I took a winter class. So I took like 3 winter classes. I passed all those. Then my spring semester started. I passed those classes.
So then the get back really started
That's
kicking
when
in.
like
after
my
that.
mental started getting better and better every day.
Yeah.
Like my mental started getting better every day. So I started taking school like way more serious instead of just being there.
What helped you cope with everything? Was it your family? What did you do to like? What do you do to this day, and what did you do back then to help you cope with everything that was going on?
Yeah, it was definitely my family. Like, yeah, definitely my family. I look at a lot of videos. There's this one a player that used to play football, and he's just like me too. He lost his leg too. His name is Isaiah P. So I follow him on IG and everything, and I watch his videos. I watch his story, and
Shout out Isaiah P.
Yeah, and the way like he got back, like he has kids and everything. Like he just got back from everything. Like,
and sometimes we just need that light or that source of inspiration to like kind of be like, oh, they got through it, so I could get through it too.
Yeah,
that's all you need sometimes. Just that one inspiration, and that'll just get you going. And you just gotta take that and run. You can't, and again, you can't watch too much about what other people going on. You watch, you see, you get motivated, you get going. Because a lot of us, you know, you could watch, but then at the end of the day, you could just be stuck and then just repeat the rat hole that you're doing. You know, as the good thing about you is that you took action behind it. Like he got through it. All right, then I could definitely get through this.
Yeah,
and that's what he did. That's why he's here right now. That's crazy, man.
Damn. So moving forward, so you went through all these challenges, right? And you were pushing to go through all this. Like during this like recovery phase, like in your life, before you got like your mental back up and you started like becoming better, like what was like the lowest point?
My lowest point, yeah, I was depressed. I was depressed a lot. Like my lowest point was probably,
like if there was like a point where you just felt like you were really like conflicting like with yourself, like what was that one moment that you were just like, damn, like this is crazy, like this is gonna be like my life?
I'm trying to think. I had a lot of depressing moments, bro. I was just like,
yeah, I mean, in that state, you're gonna be low. Look,
yeah,
I was low in the hospital. I was really low. Like I was having thoughts, bro. Like just thoughts I don't even want to think about. So for you, I can only imagine what you was going through again, and just being that low state of mind, dog. Like it's you against you at that point, and it's hard for someone else to take you out of that. It's hard for yourself to take you out of that.
Yeah, honestly, it was like a everyday life thing. Like before the accident, I was driving everywhere, so it was just like, damn, my ankles, I had to get my ankle mobility back. So it's like I can still drive. My right leg is still, I can still drive and stuff, but I gotta get all that back. So it's just, everything just new to me still now. It's like I was driving everywhere before. I was playing football. I was messing with I was messing with like this one female, and then like the accident happened, like just vanished.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just a lot of stuff that was going on. Like even my ex was in the hospital with me. What? As soon as I started getting better, I wanted to go back to school. She's posting like it's just mad stuff, bro. Yeah.
Damn. So I was gonna say, so after this whole entire process and you're finished, right, and like you're healing up and you're good, right? So now you're doing great and you're doing a lot better than where you originally were. Like, what were some like day-to-day life things that you felt were very hard for you to do after this life change? That could have been at the time that you struggled with, or that you still struggle with today.
Oh, I don't really struggle with anything today right now.
Really?
To be honest with you, yeah. I mean, I really like right now, like my wheelchair is like legit packed up. Like I don't beat my wheelchair at all.
Nice.
Like, I walk everywhere. I do everything. I try to do everything myself, and if I can't do it, my sister either helps me, my mom. So it's like, yeah, I feel like I got like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like my mentality, like everything about me just got way better. Like way better. Once I started understanding like how to work a prosthetic, how to do this and that, like the things I still can do, I could do everything still.
That's
like,
crazy. See, that's crazy to hear
yeah.
that, bro, because it's like, to me, it's like, you know, just because you don't have this don't mean I can't do it.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I mean, like, there's sports for basketball, there's sports for, like, there's so much stuff you can still do with this prosthetic. Like, there's people that still rock climb with prosthetics. Like
Olympic runners, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I
met an Olympic runner, actually. I met an Olympic runner at this new therapy that I go to, and he lost both his limbs.
Oof.
Right? And he's like number one.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. What aspirations do you have now? What's your goals going forward?
I mean, the fact that I graduated school and I finished with school and everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
My goal is still to open up my own gym. Like I still want to do that. Like I feel like I just gotta find a job, get a job, and start making a great income, and just save all my money to have that chance to buy my own place, like buy a whole place, so I could just like build up my gym from there. Okay, one of my teammates, Nigel, we had like a class where we made like a little program, like what we want to do. It's called G Next. So I want to build my own gym, like up from the ground from up to up.
All right.
So
And that's the one aspiration that you're trying to get at right now?
yeah, that's the one thing I want to do right now still.
And what message do you have for just generally anyone out there from your story? What's the general message that you're trying to get across?
And for people who are like also like in your shoes.
Yes.
Honestly, you can still do anything. You can still do anything you want. Like, I mean, anything you want. Like, honestly, just like think about it. Even though, like, all right, I was in an accident. I went back to school and I still finished school, and people that's not in an accident like us or anything dropped out of school or just doesn't finish school. The fact that I finished school and everything should like be a real eye opener. A lot of people should see that. Like, the perseverance is crazy.
Yeah.
So
And I think you said it good like earlier. Like you were talking about, and this is something that I also see and I've experienced like going away to college, but like it's very, I think, beautiful that you say that. Like, I mean this like in a very funny way, but like it's beautiful to say that like you see kids who have everything, right? And then they take that shit for granted and they drop out of college. But then there's someone like you who like felt like they lost everything and bounced back and came back even so much better. And like it's just, to me, like it's extremely inspirational, because I feel like for anyone that's listening, I feel like a lot of people can listen to your story and take like a step back and be like, okay, like if he's doing this and he went through these circumstances, I shouldn't take this shit for granted. And I feel like people need to become more humble, because like I said when I first started off this episode, I feel like a lot of people like take a lot of things that they have in life for granted. I'm not gonna lie, I'm at fault for that too. Sometimes I have to forget and I have to remain humble in myself and be like, yo, like some people have it way harder than me, and like I have it really nice right now, and like maybe I need to make the most of my day. And hearing your story is very inspirational to me too, bro. And like honestly, like I think we're blessed to have you on this podcast today, and I feel like this happened for a reason. And I think it's amazing to hear like what you did, bro, and how you came back, because not many people, can do that. A lot of people would just become a product of their environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that you bounce back, bro, just my mind's like fucking blown right now, bro. Like it's crazy to me, because it's like it's honestly like amazing and beautiful, bro, because it's just, oh my God, bro. Get emotional. No cap.
That's good. But it's because you could have crumbled, right? And you kept on going, and time heals. It's not gonna happen overnight. And the one thing I want to get across to people is I kept on hearing your mind. It was first your mind that you need to get right.
Yeah.
Then the rest followed. So it's just a mindset game for a lot of people out there. And that's why I try to tell people all the time. I try to fix them mentally, because once the mental's locked in, and once you have that click and everything's going for you in your head and within yourself, the rest is easy work.
Yeah, like a lot of people, like
The rest just flows.
yeah, a lot of people don't understand like how much you go through. Like, all right, to bring back again, like the car accident, right? Like, mind you, I was the initial hit, and like people don't understand, like your brain is going crazy too. Like your brain is moving up and down, like after that whole accident. So it's like mentally I wasn't right, and they don't really see that. So they like, I was just working my way to get back to who I was. Like I know I wasn't myself.
Right.
I wasn't. I was doing stuff that I never used to do before. Like I was like just act like a little kid. Like I felt like I was still in like 5th grade or something. Like I just was not there. Like I wasn't good. So the fact that my mental got stronger and stronger every day, and I got back to who I was now, it's like it really is a blessing.
Yep. And time does heal for sure. And time does heal. And I just want to say something. Like for anyone out there, right? It's just a battle against you. And I say it all the time, it really could be worse. And I think that's why I'm hard on a lot of people, is because people need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
They need, like, no offense, they need to see what happened to you. They need to hear your story. They need to see it sometimes, because it gives them that slap in their face and that rude awakening. Because a lot of people, we say this, but when they actually see it and when they actually hear it, and they hear the story and the details behind it, it gives them, that boom, that wake-up call, like, all right, let's get to it now. Because a lot of people just lollygagging through life, not giving it their all, being lazy, but you don't understand the true blessing of life, and how in the next 24, the next minute, your life could change. Something could happen to you, your fam. My hand could just stop working. My heart could just stop beating, or I could just go blind. I don't want to speak those things to existence, but it's true. It can happen. So that's why I'm so hard on my friends and the people I'm around, because it's like, you got to see the bigger picture. You got to know that once you wake up, it's a total blessing. Me speaking right now, me looking around, us tuning in is a blessing. Being able to hear is a blessing itself. And just people don't really understand that, and they just fool around. So my message is just step up, get to it, and it's on your head, and just embrace your life, because it's the only thing you got. Embrace everything you have, because like I said, the next minute 24 isn't promising nobody, and what you have is someone wish they could be in your shoes all the time, man. Real rap.
And that's crazy, bro. And honestly, like, we thank you today for coming today, because honestly, like, I think it was a blessing to have you here and to share your story. I think to people who are listening in, I think it's a very big eye-opener. I think it's very inspirational for everyone who's tuning in. It was inspirational to me because it's just like, for me, like, I always have to take a step back sometimes and like remain like humane and human, because like it's crazy because someone can always have it worse. And like, I think that you bounced back and you didn't crumble is like the best thing like I've ever heard, because honestly, like, it goes to show that like, if you, like Ethan said and what you said, like, if you put your mind to it, bro, anything is possible.
Yeah, you can do anything, bro. You could do anything, bro. Like, I used to be so skinny.
Right.
Like, so skinny.
Yeah,
and, like,
now he type Ock. And just go out there and
anything.
Yeah,
bro.
go out there and go get it. Go out there and go
just
get it.
Gotta put your mind to it, bro. I'm telling you. Like, perseverance is really a good thing. You can persevere through anything. Just put your mind to it and be straight.
And that's why I go hard, and that's why I'm hard on my folks, and I really don't tolerate the bullshit or the fuckery, because it's like, look at what we talking about. Someone out there right now is homeless, don't got a home to go to, or don't got food on the table. So, man, I got so much to say, but just thank you, Gio, for coming, for being part of this podcast. You're officially a brother in the deep end. Shout out Sharif. Shout out my guy Elias Inc. Shout out everyone that's been tuning in. Casey did a phenomenal job with the intro. Gio, pure inspiration right here in the flesh. Thank you. Season 3, different. Appreciate it.
Look, moving different, I'm already custom made. Said you wanna play with me, there's just a different game. Trying to make it to the end, it's just a crazy maze.